Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reading Between the Headlines. I'm Asaf Nisim, and I'm here to review a little football with you folks. Soccer, as some may call it, but not the creators of the game, to be fair. And we'll just probably keep reviewing that fact every show or whenever it gets old. Okay, so today I'm going live to review and react to basically whatever I can find on the Chelsea versus Wimbledon matchup. If you're a Chelsea fan, you were probably a bit peeved to find that you can't watch this thing anywhere. It's not available anywhere. I would have been happy to pay for it. I mean, happy is a very subjective word, but I would have been open to paying for it. I think after the West Ham match, a lot of us Chelsea supporters are looking to move on to pastures anew, get some new results in before the international break, leave everything in good standing. And of course, AFC Wimbledon should have been a gimme, should have been a, hey, we're doing well, actually. We're progressing. We're making things happen, you know, despite the performance being against a League Two team. Yeah, we needed that maybe. But at the end of the day, we weren't able to watch the match live, or I mean, I couldn't find the full match replay. So, well, here we go. We're basically here to watch the highlights. I'm going to keep sort of checking, since I'm producing my own show, checking to see that I'm running and that I respond to any chats if they may come about. So first, before we get to the highlights, I figured maybe just review the stats. See, obviously we know the result. If you're a Chelsea supporter, you're happy. Wimbledon, not so much, but I guess you might be happy about the performance, whatever we could see about. That's assuming it was good or as good as the result shows for Wimbledon. Not that that's a good result. I think you get what I'm trying to say here. Okay. So here we go. Let's check out some stats. I'm going to pull them up. Let's do this. No, let's do actually not that. Forget that. That's not what we're doing. We're doing this instead. Okay, that's right. Yeah, that's the game, the match, and the extended highlights. And here we go. Going for the stats. So here's the lineup. If you watched the pre-match presser with Pochettino, you know he was very clear and I guess it's what we would all expect, is that he would play, I think he said minimum 5 or 6 youngsters, and it looks like he probably went for even more than he suggested. We didn't see the new goalkeeper. We saw Sanchez again. Humphreys, I'm not sure we've seen him this season yet, but that was interesting. FOTMob gave him a good rating. Again, this is going off of the highlights. Now I watched them, but just once, maybe 1.5 times. We got Colwill. We had Disasi. And I got to say, I mean, Colwill was subbed off in the 65th, as you could see. But just I've been enjoying Colwill. I think, I mean, that left foot is sweet, isn't it? Come on. From the center back position, I mean, I'm not saying, I think he's made some mistakes, but up until now, I've been pretty impressed by him. I think he's one to keep an eye on. Technically, looks great. Athletic too. Yeah, so that's that. Disasi, who knows? But some interesting moments with him thus far. Of course, Cucurella, look at that. Fatma really liked him. Got an 8.1 game rating, match rating. Galaga, Khalacha, Khona Khalacha, 8.5 from Fatma. Ugo Chukwu. So let's see. You've got so far Humphreys, that's 1. Colwell, 2 youngsters. Ugo Chukwu, 3 youngsters. Matson, the fullback, wingback, looked decent in the highlights. Well, you'll see. Madueke, another. So that's 5 total. Moreira, 6, and Bursto, 7. Okay, so total of 7. What I'm calling youngsters. Okay, I'm not going to go over the Wimbledon lineup because nobody knows who they are. But suffice it to say, seems they were okay. All right. Who did we see subbed on? We saw Jackson, 46th minute. Fernandez, 65th. Gusto, 65th. Casado, they brought the guns in. On the bench, Chile, unused. Samuel Smith, unused. Silva, unused. Petrovic, yep, unused. Bergstrom, is that the first time he's been on the bench? I'm not sure about that. Okay, let me just check this real quick. Please. There we go. Good to go. All right. So let's check out the stats here. Let's see here. Okay. So top stats. As you could see, 84% possession for Chelsea. That's pretty good looking, but 2-1 against Wimbledon maybe says a little otherwise. Okay. Let's go down all stats. So, 23 shots. 8 off target. So you mean to tell me? So 9 on. Okay, so that's including the block shots, of course, right? Okay. Shots inside the box, 8. 8 shots inside the box. I mean, they're not the high. These aren't the highest numbers, but they're fairly high for a 2-goal return. Expected goals 3. I mean, the only person that talks about that is Arteta, isn't there? Wasn't he going off about it like his first season or second season even, where he just was crapping the bed? And he's like, the stats don't say that. The stats are saying that, well, we should have all these goals. And it's like, nobody, what are you talking about, Arteta? Well, maybe people know what he's talking about a little bit better now, but yeah, I think he was just going off of expected goals. I don't know how they calculate that, but I don't pay too much attention to that. Basically, there's an obvious correlation between expected goals and, you know, how high your possession is, how many shots went off, shots on target, passes, accurate passes, etc., etc. Please excuse me. Should get a fancy mug. Yeah, well, whatever. Okay. So, let's move on to the highlights. This is what we got, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's just react to this. Hopefully, this doesn't get copyright flagged. And here we go. Chelsea versus Wimbledon, extended highlights. Great.
A derby day with a difference as Chelsea welcome AFC Wimbledon to Stamford Bridge in the second round of the Carabao Cup. The first time the Dons have visited this stadium since they rose from the ashes of the old Wimbledon just over 2 decades ago. Chelsea show 7 changes from the side that beat Luton here on Friday.
Okay, so there's 7 changes.
For the night, Gallagher keep their places. There's a debut for Diego Moreira signed for Benfica in the summer.
What did we say? 7 youngsters?
And Mason Burstow make their
Those weren't all
first
the changes, but
the
whatever.
likes of Fernandez, Silva, Jackson and Caicedo await in reserve if required. Wimbledon have some injury issues, which means their side is changed.
Wish I could have watched this game. Would have been nice.
They give a full debut to Morgan Williams in midfield. Alex Pearce has played here for Reading before. James Tilley is their main goal threat. He's got 4 of them already this season. 2 architects of the free kick awaiting. It's a good ball as well. Pell's in there attacking it. Sanchez headed it away. Penalty. Referee there's no VAR, so the decision's going to stand.
It just doesn't, like, right off the bat, it doesn't look like a penalty.
It's for Harry Pell, who was wiped out by Robert Sanchez.
It's not a clean punch, is it? Because the direction of the ball takes it.
What do you mean? It is a clean punch, in my opinion. As far as I can see right there, which isn't exactly the most information, it does look like a clean punch. The follow through, whatever you want to talk about that, it's different with the goalkeeper, isn't it? It's always different with the goalkeeper. Good penalty. I mean, not great, but good. Power right down the middle. But as far as that being not a clean punch, I don't see where the not clean part was. I get it. His body went through and onto the player, and usually that's not a penalty that's given. If there's, again, clean contact with the ball before the body collides. Now, it looked clean to me, but whatever. Commentator seemed to think otherwise. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, it was a nice move, Burstow, even though it didn't pan out for you. You ran out of pitch, didn't you? Here's Madueke. No. Was that Madueke? Cucurella.
Nice cut back. Matson deflected. Oh, nearly went in.
Okay.
Took it off the toe.
That doesn't excite me, although good job, Cucurella.
To be a very good decision indeed from Ian Matson.
Taking that space.
On the shot which was sliced wide up
asking for the ball.
Speculative effort
in one way
really,
or another.
It's a tough angle. Deflection of Lewis nearly takes it in.
Nicely done between Moreira and Cucurella. Good cross as
More
well.
Cucurella.
Decision is corner.
Just feels that maybe if he darts across Lewis there, he could glance that goalwards, but
Looks like he was getting some joy on that side. Although these are highlights after all. Extended highlights, I should say. That was a nice ball, actually. That was a very nice ball. Good job. Believe Levi Colwell coming across and cleaning that up for Disasi. Look at Disasi. Look at this Disasi. That's a no for me, dog. Colwell, though. Good job. Good job.
That's brilliant from Madueke. Really has played well.
Yeah,
so
Madueke. I mean, great. Obvious penalty. Great bit of skill. Great few bits of skill, to be fair. The kid's skillful. I can't say. I think a bunch of us see Madueke and you see the skill. You see the talent. You see the explosiveness. But something's missing so far, in my opinion. I'm excited. I hope that he comes around. Great penalty too. He just timed him. He's just, the kid understands timing on the penalties. He totally just timed him. Look at him. There's a few points of varying speeds. Switch up the speed, the timing of your penalty changes at various points. Obviously.
Yeah, he's got such poise on the ball. Lovely awareness, give and go. Ugo Chukwu's. He opts for power rather than the curler.
I'm fine with that decision. Yeah.
Matson, Jackson.
Okay.
Force wide by the pass. Lots of bodies in the box here, both in white and blue. Jackson for Gallagher. Trying to be delicate here. It's come back for Conor Gallagher.
That's one of those shots you think, you kind of feel Gallagher is going to put away.
It's lovely, intricate stuff.
He didn't have a lot of time. He did pretty well. Maybe we should have gone across goal there, but it's easy for us to say. Nice shot.
And Bass had to be at full stretch to turn it round for the corner.
Moving, wasn't it? Swirling towards that top right-hand corner.
Look, I like that. That's great. I like that he's willing to take those. Keep that goalkeeper on his toes and keep making the goalkeeper process information, right? This is a real, wow, what a dumb move by the Wimbledon goalkeeper. He is probably really upset. I mean, that keeper, if I were him, I'd be upset because they had managed to keep it 1-1. And then he pulls this nonsense. Why? What the hell are you thinking, bro? You got to feel bad for him. You got to feel bad for him. And Enzo taking advantage. Okay, he put it in the back of the net. Not impressed. But good. As a Chelsea supporter, good, but not impressed. Not going to lie. Like, that's how we're winning. This one, if I'm not mistaken. This break. Look at this. Look at this. How? See, okay. That is exactly what's, I mean, that is what's wrong. There's nobody there is going to finish it. Look at this. Ugh. Just, I mean, that's on Madueke's good foot. He didn't have, I mean, there's just no excuses there. No excuses. Holy crap. Good one for Maatsen. Nice. That's cool.
He fancied it, didn't he? Got turned beautifully. There's two men over to his left-hand side. We'll get a better idea here. Enzo Fernandez just coming into the picture. Maybe the better option. It's a comfortable save.
And we're still giving up chances there, weren't we?
Gallagher effortless. Fernandez.
Maybe like not televising this match was some sort of preemptive defense mechanism for Chelsea. I mean, I know all these highlights and look at the stats and stuff, and I'm just still not convinced here. Like, you really? Pochettino says, yeah, the level was high. It was higher than we expected. Look at this. I mean, that was easily, if that was a good ball to the center of the penalty box. I mean, it was just a terrible decision by that forward. But they could have easily equalized there. This does not look good from the highlights. Only the highlights. Looked at the stats. That's what we have available. Very nice. That was nice. That was a nice touch there to get it around that defender. Look at that first touch. Yeah, look at this first touch here. He sees the defender and he touches it past him. Boom. Just takes him out of the equation. That was awesome. Gallagher, man. Conor Gallagher. Pretty damn good. But I want to see him do that against top competition. I mean, look, that was a nice turn. Damn. Man, Disasi, I don't know, man. Yeah. Did really well not to commit himself there. And then he did. And then he got taken.
Goalkeeper's up for the corner and it's aimed at him.
Yeah, and there's an empty net here. Kid counterattack on an empty net. Like, I mean, that was a nice move, to be fair. And Enzo can't put it in the back of the net. Yeah, I'm inclined to not feel good about this, boys. I'm inclined not to feel good about this. Really? I was the guy kind of staying positive, silver lining in the West Ham defeat, because I thought, given previous performance quality early in the managerial changeover, we've had a lot of trouble starting to connect and passes in the final third. Not even the final ball. I just mean like passing in and around the box of the opposition and actually connecting. Not just like losing it or going into feet and nobody's on the same page, which happened all last season, right? That was the story of the entire season, even when we were winning. But so I was positive after that West Ham match, and even though we were defeated in the way that we were, but this, even though we've won, I am not feeling good about that. We need a striker. And I mean, I'm actually excited. I am happy with the Cole Palmer possible acquisition. I think it's happened. I'm not sure yet, but it looks like it's going to happen, and I'm good with that. I think we could really use him. I've seen him play very well for City. City supporters are very upset about this, which is understandable. I was pretty upset when Mount went to United. It's early, but it hasn't quite clicked for him there yet. But I really think he's a player, and we're going to see good stuff out of him at United, unfortunately, unless you're a United fan. But I am not. So that's that. I'm not happy about that game. I didn't see the game, but even from the highlights and despite the stats, I am not terribly impressed. So, okay. A couple other points. One thing, breaking news. I had no idea that Trevor Chalobah is not actually Trevor Chalobah. It's Trevo. Do people know this? Are you aware of this? His name is Trevo. Trevo. I suppose if you're pronouncing Trevor with an English accent, it's Treva. Maybe. Not great at accents, but so maybe that's what it is. It's just Treva and not Trevo. Because everybody calls him Trev. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to check in on that one. I like to call him Trevmate, but that's an inside joke with a friend. So, yeah, that was interesting news. But the other breaking news about Treva Chalobah is that it doesn't look like he's going to Bayern Munich, which makes me happy. I don't know if that means that he's just going somewhere else or whatever, but I still like Trevmate. Trevmate is my boy. I hope you stay, bro. I hope you find your place back in the starting lineup. I really think he's a player. Okay, that said, there we go. So as far as the post-match of this tie with Conor McGregor, Chona Chalacha did a post-match, like, quick one, and so did Poch, and then Poch did a whole presser. He didn't really give us anything as far as the transfers go, although it looks like Lukaku is going to Roma. It's pretty much sealed at this point. I don't get. I think he mentioned Odoi. One of the press people asked him about Hudson Odoi, which, I could see us using. You know what? I'm just gonna say this. Not super hot on Odoi. I've had moments with Odoi where I liked him, but I never felt confident about him, unfortunately. I think I also just didn't like, and maybe this is just media drama, and it often is, but I just didn't like all the stuff I was hearing in the media about his attitude and stuff. And it's like, the guy's 22, and to be fair, Mbappe is also probably 22, 23. But you're not Mbappe yet, bro. And until you put in those performances, well, I don't know. Maybe he's not really in the manager's plans either, but maybe that's a result of his attitude towards the club. But I guess we can't really know about that. We just have to speculate. So Lukaku to Roma, Find me a Chelsea supporter who is not happy about that. Okay? I don't know what... I mean, I guess it makes sense for Mourinho, but Tammy Abraham must not be feeling too great right about now, unless he left, and I don't know about that, but... And it's not like he can't play two strikers up top. I could see that, but whatever. I'm not going to pretend to know what Mourinho's thinking. We're just happy that Lukaku is gone. Sorry, dude. Your time is up, okay? Your time has been up. Back to this bad attitude thing. Maybe you're also a victim of the media. Fine. But I'm over it. You see what happens when toxic personalities affect the dressing room. It happens time and time again. Some of the players get labeled by the media that aren't necessarily that, but some do. And I'm not going to say any names. Pogba. Sorry. There's a lot out there. And Lukaku, sorry, bro, not feeling it. So good luck at Roma. Honestly, I will be rooting for you. I'll be rooting for you. I will be rooting for Mourinho and little Tammy. Well, he's not so little. Okay. Badiashile, other news. Badiashile, Broha are not close to back, according to Pochettino. They're not coming back until probably after the international break, it looks like. Mudryk is a little closer than that, but no other news was detailed. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it short. I'm just starting back up doing these. I haven't done these live streams, but doing shows, period. So it's the new format. It's what I have time for in my life right now. And I'm happy to be back, guys. I hope somebody else comes along for the ride because I'm having fun doing this. And it's helping me get back in touch with my team, man. It's been a while, and I'm happy to be back. And so that's that. I will probably be doing this again tomorrow. Maybe previewing the Nottingham Forest match on Saturday, which is hopefully going to be obviously another winner and something that instills a little bit of confidence in Chelsea supporters out there before the international break, so we can go out feeling nice and cheerful and happy and excited for what's going to come when we get back. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get some players like Broha, and not everybody's very excited about that, or Badiashile. We'll get some more options back, and maybe, I don't know what's going on with Nkunku, but maybe we'll get another striker. I don't know. We'll find out. But I guess until then, I hope you all live football and prosper. Thanks for watching. And now I will do this. Bye. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called